you'd probably chew through a significant volume of beans getting everything right.
Oh, there's another story on that.
One.
Oh, mate, it was. Yeah. And we were using a brand Batty elsewhere, and we thought that it'd be pretty easy just to come across here and use an IMF and extrapolate the profiles across to the IMF roaster, no problems. No. So for 4 months, I reckon we filled the bin outside, the big commercial dumpster bins. We're filling them up with coffee nearly every day, every second day, until the bin company rang us and said, "Can you stop filling up the bins with wasted coffee?
Because
you're bending the forks.
They can't get it's so heavy.
So heavy. You're bending the forks on the trucks."
Jesus.
Oh shit! Where am I going to put all this coffee?
I was going to say, like, usually those bins are not filled in a really economic way, but coffee bins are pretty small.
They are. Yeah. Let's just say, in one of those bins, it's quite dense. Like, the kilos were high. It'd be half a ton sitting in the bin. So I probably ripped through 40, 50 grams worth of coffee that were wasted, because we can't send that coffee out to clients when they're used to the coffee that they were getting from us originally. Mm-hmm. It would have been suicide. We would have lost all these clients. So it was killing me.
And I think that's one of the other things with coffee is, you talk about these, we talk with suppliers all the time, and if you're a producer as opposed to just a distributor or supplier, you've got this art versus science thing that constantly goes around, and you can have two machines that are the same brand and that are supposed to be the same, but they just work differently, and like you need different settings and all the rest of it. There is an art to everything in terms of production of this stuff, whether it's beer or spirits or coffee. You still have to produce it, and it still has to be unique, and it still has to be your way on your particular machine in your particular climate. And there is a lot of tinkering that goes on. It's not just this is the method and this is how it's going to end up.
It's out of control, and because you know how your coffee tasted previously, and then all of a sudden you're in a new premises and you're tasting the coffee, you go, "This is shit. I can't get this out to my clients. It tastes like crap." So that happened for 4 months, and mate, we got down to 20 grand left.
Who's your first customer? Who's the first person that said, "Yep, I'll take your coffee and I'll use it"?
Well, that was when I was actually doing, back in the vending days, when I was doing office coffee.
Yep.
So National Australia Bank was my first big client. We did each of their floors for office coffee. Mm-hmm. And then Royal Brighton Yacht Club was another, our first cafe.
Yep.
And they're still with us, 12 years down the track.
Awesome.
Which is great. And they're great crew down there. So, yeah, I mean, look, we're probably down to our last 20. Mm-hmm. And I started shitting myself again because I had flashbacks of losing everything again. And that was December 4.5 years ago. So, luckily, when we got in, green bean pricing was at a reasonable level.
Unlike now,
yeah, absolutely. We contracted a lot of good coffee with some great suppliers for long term. So 12-month contracts, 24-month contracts rolling, and that really taught me a lesson in budgeting for fluctuations in the Australian dollar, cartage, frost that might happen in big countries like Brazil. So we had some good, steady input costs, but we only had 18 months of good business here, and then COVID hit. So we have generally moved into our first factory ever. 18 months in, we're going, how good's this? We're finally it's the best business we've ever had in our lives. It's all us. It's our brand. It's everything we've always wanted. No franchisor.
Low amount of staff. It's not like running a cafe with 6 chefs and 10 front of house or 15 front of house. You've got
No, staff that don't leave. Mm-hmm. Very, very low turnover. An intimate team, like a family, loving it. 18 months ago, hey, good. How good's this? We're reversing everything that's happened. Fucking COVID hit, didn't it? Right, and mate, there I am again, going, we're going to lose it. We're going to lose everything. So we went into defensive mode. So for 2 years, it was all about trying to keep our existing clients happy, zero growth, making sure our input costs are low. Using the incentives from the government wise. The government did a brilliant job in propping up a lot of businesses and staffing. We kept all our staff through that phase.